my channel. I hope you've all been doing well lately. Let's talk Luke Cage. So Luke Cage, the full season 2 is released on Netflix on June 22nd, I believe, and I just finished the entire series, and you know what? I actually really loved it. Now, there were some elements about this series this time around that I was kind of annoyed with, but overall I really loved. Let's just go right back to season 1. I, off the bat, really liked Luke Cage in season 1, but I was not a fan of the fact that they killed off Cottonmouth so easily. I felt that his demise was kind of silly. I didn't like that it was his cousin Mariah who got rid of him in the way that she did, and I couldn't see her or visualize her as a proper villain. But maybe that was meant to be, because in season 2 we kind of see the evolution of Mariah and how she tries to stay away from the Stokes family business, but eventually ends up turning into the villain that she is. Luke Cage, throughout season 2, is kind of going through this moral dilemma where he finds that, you know, he wants to be a hero, but he's kind of teetering on that line of, you know, I want to do what's best, but there is some force that's needed. There is brutality needed in order to clean up Harlem. And at first I didn't really like this. Him and Claire kind of go through it, and she leaves the city maybe not even halfway through, maybe in episode 3 of the series, and is like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna go stay with my mom. I don't like the way you're acting right now. You are too angry, and Luke kind of has to deal with the fact that she's left him. And I thought that was interesting. She also goes to see Luke's father and talks about Luke to his father, and eventually Luke reconciles with his father, which I thought was really nice. And honestly, rest in peace to Reg E. Cathy. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. That is the guy who plays Luke's father. He actually passed away in February of this year. I thought his role was really cool, and there was probably something to the fact that he didn't die in season 2. He was actually suffering from lung cancer and passed away. So I was glad to see that there was a reconciliation with Luke and his father, which was great. That kind of helped him get back on track. And then there was Bushmaster. Now let's talk about this. I am of Jamaican descent, as you guys know, and I really liked Bushmaster as a character, but the accents in this show were absolutely horrible. If there are any other Jamaicans watching this, please let me know. Comment below and tell me what you thought about all of the Jamaicans that were running all up and through this series. The accents were not good. And there's a running joke, like, you know, Jamaicans don't mess with Obia, and in the show, Tilda calls it Obeya, which is hilarious. But anyway, Obia is kind of like a witchcraft thing, and Jamaicans do not mess with that. So I'm sure with all of that was going on in the show, a real Jamaican was probably like, maybe I won't take this role. But anyway, Bushmaster I really liked. He was super dynamic, and I liked the back and forth that you saw with him and Luke, because the two of them are very similar in terms that they have this rage, and they want to kind of redeem themselves, but they're both doing it in violent ways. Bushmaster more so than Luke, but I really liked the dynamic between them because they're similar but not at the same time. And Bushmaster I really liked because he was a dynamic villain. There was a reason to his cause, you know? Mariah is absolutely evil, and she did get what was coming to her. Thank God. And it was her own daughter, Tilda. Tilda uses this plant that she, you know, mixes up and puts on her lips and poisons her mother when she's in jail, and that's how Mariah dies. It's almost poetic because Mariah keeps going on and on about family first and blah blah blah, and in fact it was her own daughter who got rid of her in the end. Tilda, let's talk about that. Tilda actually helps Bushmaster throughout the series, using Nightshade to kind of help his powers along, and in the end she sends him off to Jamaica so that he can use the Nightshade that's from Jamaica to fix himself in the end. So he leaves, but Tilda stays, and Tilda at the end, when her and Luke are called to hear the reading of Mariah's will, she gets really angry because it turns out that Mariah leaves Harlem's Paradise to Luke and not her. All she gets is Cornell's piano, and she's like, what's up? Like, what's up with this? Now I have to tell you guys, Tilda is going to be a villain. She is Nightshade. That is her character in the comic books. And I'm sure she's going to come back, and she might be in season 3 or maybe the next season, because that Italian lady, the crime boss, I'm not remembering her name, but anyway, she is also a villain that pops up, but there might be a love interest between her and Luke now that Claire is gone. We'll see where that goes, but Tilda is Nightshade, and I hope we get to see something more dynamic from her, because I feel like her motivation to become an evil person, not only because her mom was evil, but she didn't get the club. Like, I don't see that as true motivation for a vendetta against Luke Cage. So who knows, maybe something else will happen and she will turn into the villain that is Nightshade. And Shades. Shades, I really like as a character. I'm kind of sad he went to jail and that's the end of Shades. Maybe he'll pop back up again. I don't know. I really liked him. He added to Mariah. Like, he was what made Mariah who she was. And I'm kind of gonna miss Shades, so we'll see where that goes, but Iron Fist makes a cameo in this series. He's in maybe episode 10 or something like that, and him and Luke kind of fight, and he kind of brings Luke back down to use his moral compass, which I thought was cool. If you don't know who Iron Fist is, he's got his own show on the CW, I believe. He's a Marvel character, and you know, everybody kind of runs into each other in the Marvel universe. They're also saying that the Punisher might make an appearance in season 3, but who knows? That would be really cool. I really liked the Punisher. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And yeah, let me know what you thought about this season. I really liked it. It was way more dynamic. I loved it more than season 1. My only hang up was that the accents for all of the Jamaicans were kind of horrible. And yeah, that's about it. I really, really, really liked it. And I liked all the musical cameos. Faith Evans showed up, KRS showed up, Jadakiss. There were so many people who showed up in this season, and I really appreciate it. You know, everybody, all the Harlemites that showed up, which was super cool. Guys, in the end, Luke Cage kind of becomes the king of Harlem. Now that Mariah has left him the Harlem's paradise, and we kind of don't know what he might be like. Yes, he hangs up a picture of Muhammad Ali and removes the picture of Biggie Smalls, and you know, it's kind of a reference to see how he's gonna run things, but I also think that, you know, we don't know how Luke's gonna be. He shut out Misty. Misty is his police officer buddy. We don't know how his morals are gonna be next season, and DW kicks him out of the barbershop, and that kind of is a signal that, you know, he doesn't like the way Luke is going. So we're gonna see how this is gonna end up. You know, Luke is changing for the better or for the worse. Who knows? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until I see you next time, catch you later.